Good morning from Sweden, and welcome to today's video, which is about dare to lead in our own life. So it may sound very simple that of course we lead in our own life, but actually often we don't. Simply because if we lead our own life, that also means that we take the full responsibility for everything that happens. And not just everything that happens, maybe things happen that you cannot control, but then we have to take the full responsibility for how we react to what happens. And to lead your own life can be very painful, because then we also have to face the things within us that are not very pleasant to face. So often we try to avoid to lead our own life and blame and say that I couldn't do that, I couldn't follow my dreams because of that person, I couldn't do what I truly wanted because of that situation or whatever it may be. And often it has actually nothing to do with the outside circumstances where we are in ourselves, but that we lack to take the full responsibility for our own state and emotions. When it comes to lead our own life, it is about that we stay away from the victimhood. No matter what happens, we have to commit that we lead our life with integrity and with a sense that we stand up no matter what happens, and that it has to be enough what we know is true, and that has to be the leading star in everything, the truth. Because if we try to chase truth in the outside circumstances, we can never build something with a true foundation, because outside circumstances is like shifting sand, both people and circumstances. So we cannot rely upon that if we truly want to lead our own life. We have to only rely on one thing, and that is our own inner truth. Some people would call it to follow their intuition. Some people would call it that they follow the will of God. Others would just say that they are true towards themselves. It doesn't matter what we call it. We all know when we follow what is right. And that is a matter of courage, because that also means that we fail a lot. We make a lot of mistakes, because we need to have a lot of experience in order to gain wisdom. And for anybody to learn, we have to embody the wisdom. Otherwise, it's not wisdom, it's just knowledge. And knowledge is not the path to happiness. I know that for myself, that I came to a point in my life where I knew a lot. But I hadn't yet embodied what I knew. And I learned from that experience that it doesn't matter how much I know, it is all about how much I am true to the knowing and the knowledge in my everyday life, in every action, in every thought, in everything. Because otherwise it just becomes like a burden, and we feel that we are not true, and it's not the path to freedom. So wisdom is when we embody our knowledge, when we have experience of what we believe in and what we talk about and what we advise others to do. And when we do that, that does include a lot of pain. It has to include a lot of pain, because that is the only way that we can feel the contrast the contrasts that we have to have in order to know what path is right. So to lead and to dare to lead our own life. I'm not talking about leading other people. I'm only talking about to lead in your own life. That is something that we need to show courage about. Like it is, we have to choose to have courage even though we don't have the courage, because we have to think of what is the price if I don't choose to lead my life? Who is paying the price if I let the victimhood rule me and I don't dare to fail, and that I am letting other people's opinions rule me? What is then the price to pay? And am I willing to pay that price? It is, if we are not true to ourselves and we try to seek validation and approval from the outside because we somehow are afraid to fail, because that often is, the reason why people don't dare to lead is because they're afraid to fail. Then we have to think of the consequences of that choice, and that if people don't approve of you because you are you, then they would not approve of you for real if you try to be something else, because that would still not be real approval. So there is only one way to win this, I believe, but that doesn't mean that it's easy. So with this said, when you take your last breath someday, the only thing that is important then is that you know in your heart that you don't die with what you knew was right for you. And no one will thank us if we don't follow what's inside our hearts, for not choosing to lead our own life. So yeah, that was what I was thinking about today. And I hope you got something from this. Love you.